Hey everyone! While 2020 has been absolutely garbage in some perspectives, OTOME game developers have really came in clutch this year, saving us from both boredom and loneliness from just a 2D man whispering sweet nothings in our ears. I mean, what more could you want? I felt the social deprivation this year and played my fair share of visual novels, just to get some sort of social interaction, albeit a fake one. And while some games can be described as nothing but a hot mess, some actually impressed me, and one of these gems is the game that I'm talking about today. I was personally highly anticipating this title since the beginning of the year, which, boy, it has felt like 5 years have passed. Please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks this. I said this was the year that I would pay off my debt and take up running, and yet here I am, 15 pounds heavier, with an unhealthy figure collecting addiction. But I digress. The game that I am talking about today is none other than Piofiore Faded Memories. This title was originally released on the PS Vita in Japan back in August of 2018. The following year, they released the game on the Switch in Japan, and a few months later, it was announced that it would be one of the handful of OTOME games that would get localized out west. I remember first reading an article about the planned game releases for 2020, and this game intrigued me the most. The artwork was the first thing to catch my attention, what with its colorful sceneries and attention to detail on each character. But the plot was also very quick to pique my interest, and after playing this game, I can confidently say that this game did not let me down. So what is this game even about? Well, let's dive into the plot. I'll set the scene for you. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. Jesus Christ, I need to stop. I'm getting like war flashbacks of studying Shakespeare in high school. Okay, I'm sorry, it's not like Shakespeare, but it does take place in Italy. Side note, playing this game is literally the closest thing that I've done to traveling this year, besides eating a carbonara. Anyway, Italy, 1920s. We, the players, are introduced to our main character, Liliana Adornato. Which, first of all, that's a beautiful name. I'm about to go off on a tangent here, but you know when you play a game and you're given the option to choose your character's name? If I'm playing a mobile game, I'll always pick the name Lily. Like, all my characters are named Lily. I will never use my real name. I don't know, it just feels too personal. Like, I'm trying to have a good time, not question my life choices, Leonardo da Vinci. Is this something other people do? Please let me know. I just thought it was something funny to mention. Anyway, back to the topic. Liliana lives a quiet and peaceful life in a local church in the city of Berlin when one day events unfold and she finds herself entangled in a turf war with 3 different mafia groups fighting for control. As events unfold, Liliana begins to realize that there's more to Berlin than just the mafia, and once secrets are revealed, she discovers that she may play a bigger role to the city than she ever thought. Did this plot catch your attention? Did it? Did it? Well, if I haven't sold you yet, let me introduce the characters that you will be interacting and potentially falling in love with. There are 6 characters and routes to choose from. First up is Dante Falzone, the head of the Falzone family. He initially comes off as cold and stern, but you'll later discover that he has his reasons for it, not to mention his fair share of secrets. Next is Nicola Francesca, the resident womanizer. He is the underboss to the Falzone family. He comes off as gentle and kind-hearted, but don't let that fool you. He wouldn't hesitate to take down an enemy, and lying comes as naturally as breathing to him. Third up is Gilbert Redford. Oh, this man! I need to stop. He is the boss of the Visconti family and controls one of the 3 mafia territories in Berlin. This tall drink of water is very confident and friendly. This man exudes big dick energy. Those are the facts. I don't make the rules. He isn't bound by tradition and is opposed to the Falzone family's belief of keeping the mafia within their family bloodline. Next up is the sweet and gentle Orlog. Wait, did I just say gentle? Nah, don't let this silver-haired, calm disposition, aloof-minded man fool you. I have played his route, and let me tell you that this man will not hesitate to kill. Honestly, I would never want to get on this man's bad side. He is initially introduced as an informant who works for multiple organizations, but you'll later find out that he has his own hidden agenda that he's keeping from everyone else. And then we have Yang. Yang is part of the 3rd mafia group, the Laoshu, and little information is given about his past. He's very hush-hush. He comes off initially as very indifferent, lives only to be entertained, and doesn't care if it's at the expense of another's life. The 6th route is actually a secret one that you'll only unlock once you finish Gilbert's route. I'm not going to talk about this last character, so if you want to know more about him, you'll just have to play the game yourself, now won't you? Hehehe. I found this game to have a wide range of outcomes and endings. Each character has a best ending, a good ending, and a tragic ending. And let me tell you, these tragic endings do not f*** around. Story time. Let me tell you my heartbreaking story of my first playthrough, which was Nicola's route. I had a day off from work. So you know what I did? I put the whole day aside to enjoy his route. I made a cup of tea, I got some snacks, I proceeded to wrap myself in a cozy little blanket, and I was ready to have my heart-pounding Doki Doki style. What I did not expect was how hard it was to actually get the good route, and I was left with my heart fucking broken. I spent 5 hours just to be left in a state of depression. If I wanted to be depressed, I would have just gone to work. Nah, I was done dirty, and in an uproar, I did his route again. The second time had better results, but that's not the point! I wanted to be swept off my feet from the get-go, not punched in the gut while simultaneously being slammed with a chair in my back. However, I do have to give the game credit for this. If it really did make me feel anger, sadness, and frustration, it's only because the game did a wonderful job at storytelling, and when you do get that good ending, ooh, you will be basking in happiness. Other wonderful additions to this game to note are the voice actors. Ooh, and here I go again with the voice actors. But personally, for me, someone who can accurately convey the character's emotions through their voice is a lot more interactive and overall more engaging than a voiceless visual novel. The music complements the story and actually helps you picture each scenery. When the soundtrack changes, it immediately sets the tone for the scene that's about to play out. Ambient music will always get a gold star for me. Lastly, when you finish a route, you'll get bonus stories for each character, following both the good and the bad ending. So, all in all, what are my final thoughts? Well, I for one thoroughly enjoyed this title. The game wasn't too long, and I never found the story to drag. Normally, I'll finish 2 or 3 routes and get bored with the game, but this one, I was actually able to fully complete it. Do I think this game is for everyone? No. This game definitely has its darker undertones and does describe a decent amount of violence. So if you're not into gore or descriptions of gore, I would stay away from this game. That being said, if you are into action-adventure stories, I would say this game is probably for you. I also did find this game to be a bit more mature, so if you're not looking for like a bubblegum, sunshine and rainbows type of romance, but a darker, edgier, but still satisfying romance, then this game would be a great recommendation. Now, who were my favorite routes? Well, personally, I really liked Nicola's and Gilbert's route. Nicola's story is a great one to start off with, and I think a lot of people would enjoy playing his route. Gilbert's route is just satisfying as hell. Do you want a man that'll treat you right and respect your opinion? He's your man. I know that sounds like it should be a given for every man, but some characters just miss the mark. I'm looking at you, Yang. Honestly, Gilbert is like 100% husband material, and I am living for it. And finally, if I had to give this title a rating, I would give it an 8 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't rate this game higher was because I actually found myself wishing for the story to be a little bit longer. Then again, the sequel for Piofiore is about to be released in Japan very soon, if it hasn't been released already. So I'll just have to keep my fingers crossed that it will get localized out west eventually. So that concludes my journey with the Italian Mafia. I'm just glad I didn't have to listen to this sentence anywhere in the game.
Are you lost, baby girl?
Oh my god, I'm sorry. This makes me laugh every time. I hope some of you found this video informative, and if you were debating on buying this game, I hope I persuaded you enough to give it a go, because I genuinely do believe it's one of the best OTOME titles to be released this year. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, and if there's any visual novels you would like me to cover in a video, just let me know in the comments. I hope you all are staying safe and having a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!